eye, crown chakra, whatever. Take a breath, check your posture, be at ease. Pay a bit of attention, right? Be present. That's all that's being asked. And if something else is requested, permission granted, hey, you can explore it, right? It's a consideration. And that's where the depth of compassion comes from, is how deep we can consider something. But on a shared level, right? Not something where it's like, It could be, It's worthwhile being explored. It's cosmic connection. Compassion? Yeah. Empathy? Yeah. Sympathy? Maybe. Just paying attention. Oh. So if you want to play it and pay it forward, you just sort of show up and be present in this. And that's what I want to share in this talk. And so, I get on my high heels here. I'm stepping up, looking over the edge, peering over the future. So, all right, yeah, whatever it is, I'm here for you as a friend and fellow colleague along the way. And for those of you who are aligned as more as spiritual evolutionaries, this is radical. So how do you present a self-liberation movement to help people get out of their stories so we could move what really would be an avatar agenda forward? And I mean by avatars was something that, not necessarily the movie, but making a movement that sort of takes itself to the level of what's possible. And, it's a practice. It's a practice of being present. So this is something we refine along the way. And we're open to things because as long as, we're paying attention, we're bound to pick up some tips and clicks along the way that sort of go, yeah, that clicked with me. I get it now. So you put it in the practice rather than just shoving it in the back and go, all right, same old, same old. No. This is something new. And appreciated in this way, it is pristine. Because it's the present. It's ever new, renewing itself for you. Aren't you lucky you have the present? If you don't have the present, what do you have? So it's truly a gift. So why not give it in this way? And this ultimately lends itself to the formula. So people say, well, okay, great, whether you call me in the one dimension the Grey Wolf or Jivan Mukti or Mike Ratner or Mike Rich, Commander Rat, whatever it was in the past that someone might have associated with me in a tribal initiation or whatever it was that I got the moniker, the nom de plume, ByronBlake.com. You just have a sense that you play out the best you can so you can have the best quality time possible, and you evolve it through this practice in the way that you show up. So it's a great way to start the new year, having sort of a practice. And so I call it the formula that I would pass on, leaving my long-lasting legacy, UBE3. I repeat it often because I think this is the key and I'm open to refining it. But it seems to me I've tapped into this in a good way by observing masters of the moment. And there were quite a few of them that I had the fortune to be around, and I studied the best of what I could distill. And in this way, it's truly having a divining rod. UBE3. UBE3 stands for Ultra Being, an excellent example of enlightenment. So the UB is Ultra Being, and E3 is U Being, an excellent example of enlightenment as you can best practice it. Ultra Being present. Being empty, being attentive. In this way, it could be reflective upon things, contemplated, meditated. The observer observed, sort of quietness and emptiness, it's reflection, that sort of, in its own way, is pristine. And can be appreciated for what it is, for whatever it is. It showed up for a reason. It could be here to teach us a lesson. But you are the teacher in this way. As you're an exemplifier, you show by excellent example how you understand enlightenment and how you display it through your mannerism, the way you express your thoughts, the quality of your words, and the way that you show up, which is actualization, how you act. So it's less of what it was in the past that might have been very pretentious, and a little bit could be part of the practice to pretend. So what would it be like if someone had a sense of moment mastery rather than throwing the chairs around? What would that feel like? And then you bring it to this point, the here and now, and it becomes a practice. Ultra being, an excellent example of enlightenment, as you best know it to be. Imagine it and experiment with it. Being present is all that's being asked in the new year and forever. Because this new moment, ever being present, is this gift. So, one, for you to receive it, perhaps evolve it, refine it, define it, divine it, and then give it to others. Simply in the way that you show up. How you're being, ultra being present. The quality of being, very interesting. So, some of this writing is in my process, and I'm looking, I came from, you could say, the negative side of what our experience, what we've all sort of perhaps had to endure. So to explain it in a certain way, to go, it's the mass trance, it's the disattraction. So we want less of the dis and more of what I'm describing would be, that's truly desired, heartfelt, coming, whether you call it, God or spirit or the universe or the perception of perfection, the coming of truth, of source, love. Hey, let's tap into what this is. And if we can define that this is the quality, this was desired, this is what was the experience, then this is the ecstasy that we want to sort of extol, which means we want to exalt it, the good. And there might have been something that needs to be complete from the past, so we have a responsibility perhaps then to address it from this perspective as more enlightening, giving you a bit more capability, conscious choice here. This is the expression of enlightenment. If you're going to say what something would be enlightened and raised up or whatever, you're functioning at sort of this vibe. And perhaps for you, it's just sort of that tapped into that moment where you were in flow, you were really in state. To me, it's a high vibe. It's just sort of being empty of one story. I'm not having to do anything other than just simply being present. I might sit down and have coffee with someone or sit around someone, and with them, and just simply, my contour, which is my facial look, is going to be pleasant and pleasing. I don't have to be over grinning, but certainly I might have a simple smile and just a loving eyes, gentle, that just sort of say, hey, I'm really happy to see you. This is so great that we're able to come together and talk like this. And this really refines whatever, right? It's either a greater appreciation or something gets worked out, or you just sort of have the moment. Well, what else are you looking for? What else is needed? What else is being asked for? And if there is something, well, then we responsibly address it and take care of it in the best, kindest way possible. So this is the contemplation for me for the new year. So how to be a bit more UBE3, which is just the practice of it, right? If we're going to reach perfection, practice it. Are you going to reach it? I don't know. Am I perfected? No. But do I have some ideas about it? Yes. So I want to explore it because I feel there's a responsibility here. And there's sort of a magnicity, which I'm attracted to this. And for good reasons, right? Because I want more of it in my life. And I want to, correct the course that I could be wrongly going on to sort of become a bit more attuned and awake of my impacts, the wake in my life. So that way, I would, through the gift of UBE3, really be able to translate something that raises the vibe, right? Perhaps offers an opportunity for transformation. So these are very, very deep considerations, because what else would you have? What else would you be? What else would you leave as your legacy? So let us continue here in this regard, that for all our coming togethers and ideas, if you have goals, I'm all the more power to you. But what ultimately is your ideal that you want to create? And it could be an endeavor, an enterprise. You could be an entrepreneur. I'm an enlightenment entrepreneur in this way, right? I'm going to create a self-liberation movement. Right? I already have in some ways. So how do we patent these ideas which are free to share? But yet, there's something here. Don't need the trademark, it just sort of need to pass it on. Thank you for your contribution again, and let's make it a really great 2023, in case you were wondering what year it was that I made this. All right, my gift to you, and thank you. Good considerfriendshipfellowship.com or .org, however it sits online, and self-lib as a movement, and UBE3 as our gift, an expression, way of being, refined. Yes? Yes. Thank you. I'm Jim Amuti, present to you in the New Year's Success, newyearsuccess.com, MikeRatner.com. Thank you. Much love and peace. That could be our church.